Hello and welcome back to F1 22 Driver Career Mode today for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a track that I have a bit of a love-hate relationship. Sometimes we go well, sometimes not so well. Although I will say my experiences in this new game are minimal. I've just played around in Grand Prix mode, but the new corner, the updated turn 10 I think it is, does feel much better and it seems to add something to the whole track. So feeling good about this one. We had a miserable weekend out in Miami last time, coming 18th. We just had no pace. We kept spinning the car. It was a mess. So if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Because although it was a mess, it was fairly entertaining. And we didn't finish in Imola for the Grand Prix or the sprint. We retired in the sprint with an engine failure. Had that mess up where we didn't manage to change the components for the Grand Prix. So yeah, not great. However, headed into this weekend, we are going to take some new components. The way I'm going to do this is that we're not going to cheat, so I'm not just going to add a new component to a row if I haven't used all of those components. So it's going to be a little bit challenging to get to the end of the season, but we'll see what we can do. So yeah, new components for this race, so we should be nice and fast. And on to upgrades, we have a pretty major engine power upgrade, hopefully coming in time for Baku. As we all know, straight line speed is very important around there, so we'll stick that on and see what we can do. We have got some durability upgrades coming in. We haven't really looked too much at durability just yet, although we probably should, given that we've had a few failures already, one in the first race of the season. So we'll have a little look at those. I think the MGU-H was what failed in the first race, and the turbo was what failed in Imola. So having a little look, we haven't done any of those yet, so we're going to focus more, I think, on making the car handle better, making it lighter. Doing a minor chassis upgrade I think is important here. So yeah, I mean, durability can wait, it can come later. I think a few people have said rather have a fast car that's unreliable than a reliable slow car. So we're going to try and do that. We're going to try and make our car fast. And it's not bad so far, in fairness. So moving on, these are the upgrades we've got coming. So we've got quite a big package on the way actually. And we may, I think, get a couple of those upgrades just in time for this Spanish Grand Prix. So fingers crossed we do. We'll have a look and see. We're currently the 5th best car on the grid, just behind Haas. So yeah, let's see what we can do. We went to the weekend and we went practicing and we got a ton more resource points. And with that, it's time for qualifying. And on to the track we go then for what will hopefully be the first of 3 qualifying sessions for us. Coming into that new turn 10. Haven't quite mastered it just yet, but it does flow better. It's so much better than the old one. And it gives you a much better run into this section here. So yeah, big improvement to this track, I would say, as we come around the final couple of corners. Let's see what we can do for our first flying lap. And across the line, P8 for now then. However, we get knocked down. You can see we're going P13. Everybody's improving. 3/10 up for us and a P10. So we're comfortably into Q2. Charles Leclerc then leading the table so far. Esteban Ocon though is just a little bit faster than us at the moment. These Haas cars that are supposed to be faster than us, Magnussen is, Schumacher is not, so we'll keep an eye on that and see what's what. But here we go then into Q2. Let's see if we can get into Q3, shall we? We decided that we were feeling pretty confident about Q2 and just did the one run right at the end. Across the line, P7, so the confidence wasn't for nothing. That means we've got 2 brand new sets of soft tyres that we can use in Q3. Esteban Ocon then going P9 and ourselves in P7. Max Verstappen tops out that session with Charles Leclerc just a 10th behind. So Pretty much like real life, pretty close between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. Q3 then. We just set a purple sector early on in the session. Can we hold on to that sort of pace though? I mean, it's probably not representative because obviously it's one of the first flyers, so we're gonna be fast. But as we come round to complete what would be the first lap, we grab just a little bit too much curb and 360 it. Unfortunately, damage. You can see there, we just clipped that sausage curb and it spun us around. And we may well have ruined our teammate's lap there, unfortunately, as you could see him coming round just behind us. We do manage to get the damage repaired though, and we got back out just about in time to get ourselves on a flying lap. Esteban Ocon also doing that. We're a little bit close to him, but we just had to go for it. So we come round to head towards the line. DRS open. What's it going to be? Going to be a P7. We'll take that, given that we didn't have the smoothest of qualifying 3 sessions. Esteban Ocon, I think we did ruin his lap, to be honest. P10 and ourselves in P7. Charles Leclerc takes pole position. Carlos Sainz, a Ferrari front row lockout. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton back together again, sharing row 2. It's going to be an interesting race, so let's get into it.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hotspot for overtakes. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Sergio Perez, Marshall, Norris, Magnussen, Ocon, and Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Gasly, Guan Yu Zhou, and Russell, Tsunoda, Vettel, Alex Albon, and Lance Stroll. Latifi and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
We will soon find out. It looks like George Russell has taken a grid penalty, and that actually boosts us up into 6th place for the start of this race, which is just what we would have wanted. So let's see if we can capitalise on that, shall we, as we roll round to take our grid spot and wait for everybody else, and then we will get this race on the road. Here we go then, waiting for the 5 red lights. Perez alongside of us. The lights are out and we are racing in Spain. A sluggish start as always for us, as Lando Norris absolutely flies by, as does Esteban Ocon, our teammate, into turn 1. We all go. What can we do into turn 1? Not a lot. We try to go around the outside on our teammate, and that gives us the inside line and then the outside line. We haven't quite managed to really make any progress just yet, as George Russell wants to give us a bit of a run for our money by the looks of it. But he does. Dives up the inside. He hasn't quite made that one stick though. We've managed to keep him behind. So can we get our teammate as the lap goes on? Let's find out. We try to hang it around the outside. It's not quite worked out. Lando Norris though got a fantastic start from I think what was P8. Yeah, thanks mate. We are going to try and move forward. We've moved backwards though for now, as we sit in 8th position. 2 Ferraris absolutely romping off with this one. Max Verstappen I think will be fighting Lewis Hamilton up the inside on Ocon. That caught me off guard. I think that caught him off guard as well, and we've got ourselves back into 7th place as we come round to complete the first of 33 laps here in Spain today. Whew, Max Verstappen then, nearly out of DRS range to the two Ferraris. That should be a bit worrying for them. As the Ferrari just, yeah, as I said, they're sort of romping off with this one, making a bit of a gap. But we'll see. Anything can happen. It's early days yet. And George Russell is pulling on us. We know that Mercedes is way quicker than us at the moment. They've obviously upgraded their car as the season's gone on and got ahead of us in that race. So we were sort of on a par at the beginning of the season, I would say. Obviously, that amazing battle that we had in Jeddah. But yeah, they've developed. Here's George Russell's start, by the way. He was so far back on the grid. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he does the Haas. 5, 6. 6 cars overtaken into turn 1. That was an unbelievable start from George Russell as he now overtakes us on the inside into turn 1. We try to use a bit of ERS. He's locked up. He's gone straight on. Unbelievable. I love that in this game. The AI make mistakes. It's so much better. Sometimes they make a few too many mistakes, but you know what? I'll take it over no mistakes at all. We've managed to keep ourselves ahead as we go through lap 3 and into lap 4. And we are catching Norris. If we can just hold this car together and keep it tidy, we might be positioned to try and make a move, maybe in the next lap or two. So we'll see what we can do as we chase down Lando Norris. We have got DRS. Yeah, not deploying any ERS just yet. I don't think we're going to go for the move here. We don't, but we do close right up, and that's ideal because it will put us in a good position on that back straight. Let's see what we can do. We might even be able to do it before then, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know about that one. Esteban Ocon seems to be doing okay down in P9. It could be, I mean, he's got George Russell in front of him, so I don't expect too much, but it would be good to get double points for the team today, if at all possible. We've had a bit of a poor run of form over the last few Grand Prix, so yeah, we'll be hoping for a good result today as we chase Lando Norris. Doesn't seem to be. Ooh, we might be going for it here. That was a good run for us. We're super close now. We're going to send it up the inside. Easy overtake. Maybe. He's coming back. Lando's not done.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
We've got the inside line, and that will keep us up in P6 then, where we started in this race for now. Ahead of us is only fast cars at this point. I think P6 is what we should be aiming for, really, in this race. Maybe P7 if we account for George behind, but who knows? Maybe Lando can hold him up. We'll see. But yeah, it's only fast cars, only Red Bulls, Mercedes, and Ferraris ahead of us. But here comes George Russell on Lando Norris. I don't think Lando's going to hold him up for us as they switch places. We're now 3 wide into turn 1. George Russell goes up the inside, not only on Lando, but on us as well. This is not ideal. There goes my plans of having George be held up. He has probably heard me say that and decided that nope, that's not happening, and off he goes. We do try to fight him back though. We'll let him get away with this one too easily, but as I said, the cars in front of us now are Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari. They're all faster cars than us, so all we can really try and do from this point on is do what we can to try and cling on to George Russell, but unfortunately we've got to defend from the McLaren behind us, so it's going to be a tricky one, I think. Onwards to lap 9. Norris, I don't know what happened to him. He just fell off. Ocon managed to get past him, and we've managed to pull out a bit of a gap. We're just about hanging on. Oh, we had a bit of a moment there. Hanging on to George Russell. Not within DRS, unfortunately. It would be great if he could drag us along, but we're just about hanging on pace-wise to him. I would imagine as the tyres start to fall off, we'll start to pull out a bit more of a gap, but we shall see as we're going to box on lap 10. We're going to box super early. The mediums were feeling a bit second-hand at this point. I think they probably could have gone a bit further, but I didn't feel good on them, so we thought, sod it. We will come in a little bit early. We nearly hit the wall on that pit entry there. We'll come in early, we'll whack on the hards, and I reckon the hards, 23 laps? Yeah, that should be fine. Good pit stop entry, turn in.
That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
Engineer happy with that one. So, coming out the pit lane, obviously we've pitted super early compared to the rest of the field, so we're going to be all the way down in P16, and we're going to have to negotiate some traffic. All the cars behind us are on hards. I don't know whether they started on hards and have pit onto the, haven't pit yet, or they've pit onto those hards super early like us. We'll see. But on lap 13, we've caught up with Latifi, who still hasn't pit yet. He's still on those medium tyres, so should be able to negotiate in without too much of an effort, but we'll see. He does seem to be parking that car right where we don't want him to, as we pretty much push him up the hill there. Are we going to get past? Certainly looks like it. Bit of ERS, bit of DRS down the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there. That was filth. That was not necessary. Probably should have just given that one up, given that he's probably going to pit soon anyway. But here's what it is. We've got past him, and Albon is up next. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we can catch him passing before he pits, but yeah, we'll see about that. We haven't got a tremendous amount of pace, to be honest. These hard tyres take a while to sort of come in, but yeah, a lot of the field is starting to pit now for the hard compound of tyres, so we're going to make up some places. We're back up into the points, which is ideal. And Sonoda just ahead of us. Ooh, bit of sausage curve action there. Hamilton has dropped right back down, so I'm not sure what's happened to him. Our teammate's in for a new set of tyres. Sonoda pits. We get some nice clean air and some DRS. Ideal. A nice slingshot down the straight there. Not a lot happened in the middle of the race, if I'm being honest. We just trundled around by ourselves, and as we head towards the latter stage, we've been caught by Esteban, who is absolutely flying. He's got probably 6 or 7 lap newer tyres. What was that for a move? That was a super late dive. He got it done though, fair play. He's in front of us. So we're just going to try and cling to the back of him and maybe make a move right at the end of the race if we can. If we can do that on these tyres, we'll see. But yeah. Oh, that's a shocker. Lando was having a great race as well, and he's out. I think he's on soft compound tyres there. You know, I say he was having a great race. He wasn't really up front anymore. So interesting strategy from McLaren, but whatever it was, the mechanical issue has hindered that. As we chase our teammate now on lap 31 of 33. As I said, I figured if we can just hold on to him, we can attack at the end. So that's what we're going to try and do. We've got DRS here. We need to be mindful, though, of the Haas behind. We don't want to put Ocon in a sticky situation. So we can have a little look around the outside. It hasn't quite worked out, but Kevin Magnussen is going to be absolutely all over us as we head down the main straight. He's been slowly gaining and gaining as we head towards the end of the race. And of course my tyres are not as fresh as his. So yeah, it's going to be tricky to hold him behind as we have a little bit of a moment coming out of the last corner. DRS open. Absolutely draining the battery to try and get ahead. Are we going to send it here? We're about to find out. We don't, but we do make a little bit of contact, which is not ideal. Playing bumper cars with our teammate. But luckily, no damage to either of us by the looks of things, so we'll live to fight another lap. Maybe we can get him along the back straight, or perhaps even on the last lap. That would be ideal. So we haven't got to defend for too long, because we have not got the pace to run away. We are really just holding on because of DRS and ERS, I think, at the minute. So we come round to begin that final lap. Nice and tidy through there. Let's see what we can do. Can we get close enough? 3/10 the gap at the minute. Can we get close enough to make a move? I think we might be able to do this, you know. We have a little look up the inside. Are we going to send it? We absolutely send it. Huge move, and Ocon just forgets where his braking point was, I think. He just went straight on, which unfortunately, like I said, has let Magnussen through. So not ideal for the team, but great for us. We've got through. Made up an extra position, which is great. I think it's going to be a P8 for us, which, you know, I was P7. I'll take that. That's good points. We do manage to hold off Magnussen as well as we come round the final corner. Charles Leclerc winning the Grand Prix. And across the line we go. And that was the Spanish Grand Prix. That was a good race. It was a good race for us. We finished, which is great. And we picked up, what, 4 points? Maybe, no, more than that, isn't it?
They've done it then.
Good result, anyway.
Spectacular victory here in Spain and a massive confidence boost going into the next race. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Certainly was. Was that a 1-2 for Ferrari? Max Verstappen on the final step of the podium. That was a strong race for us as well. Look, we needed to bounce back this weekend from the tough weekends that we had in Miami and Italy, and we've done that. We've come back. Both of us scored points today. So that's good points for the team. And we head off into Baku feeling a bit more confident. We're going to need to work on that straight line speed though, because we had a good pace today, but I don't think we're going to have that pace around Baku. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Charles Leclerc then, of course, winning this Grand Prix. We came in P7. George Russell from 14th up to P6. That was a good comeback for him after his grid penalties. Esteban Ocon in P9, and a double points finish for the two Haas drivers. They are about with us. I mean, they finished right behind us. So, yeah, as far as development goes, apparently they've got a slightly better car than us, but we just had better race pace. So here's what the championship currently looks like. We're in P7 and Esteban Ocon is in P10. So both in the top 10. That's a good result. Look, we're not going to be winning championships just yet. We've got a lot of work to do, but we want to be best of the rest. So we're going to keep pushing and see what we can do. Maybe let's have a look at the constructors. Alpine, that's us, in P4. Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, they're well clear, and that's about what we'd expect at this stage. Maybe as we go into Season 2, Season 3, we can start to mingle with those as we get on top of the upgrades. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a little comment, subscribe if you're new. I upload every Wednesday and every Sunday brand new F1 22 videos. I'll see you for the next one. The next race is Azerbaijan, Baku. Usually a fun one. I'll see you then. Bye.